people that have been in this industry that we are the workers, and we make up the bulk of the industry. It's, you know, the Wicked and the Jessica Drakes that make up the 2%. We're the ones that make up the rest. So we're just trying to protect us, or find ways to help us, not protect us, but to help us. And that should be given to us. So that's all. But, and we have, Nikki Hunter is the treasurer, and Amber Lynn is the surrogate of arms. Phil Margot is a counselor, because we all know him, and he's like our papa bear. We just go to him for advice. Ginger Lynn, Tony Tavecchi, trying to think of everybody. Melissa Hill, I said that right. Kelly Pierce. We have a couple of people from the gay side. We have a couple of people from the parenting side. And we have a couple of people from the BDSM side. So we all have a voice. So there's John Magnum, Trenton Ducati, Kelly Pierce, and Kara Lynn, and they're on the treasurer side and gay side. So we made it a mix, you know, of all of us. And so that's good. On the performers, on the film crew side, we've got Shelley Bartone, I can't say what my name is. Yeah. Bob Stallone, Jacobs. There's Marlene, which is Dick's wife. Just people, and you know, we're not making any harsh decisions or not stepping on anyone's toes. We're just trying to figure out, you know, the policies of things and the rules of things and how to change things to better things.
And so the member dues are how much a month?
It hasn't really been decided, but in the Constitution, I think it's like 30, I don't know, it's like 334 a year or something. But we're not looking, we're trying not to collect dues for as long as possible, because we're not looking to collect money from an industry that's already hurting. That's not what we're trying to do. That's why.
Where's all the money going to come from to run this stuff?
We are applying for grants. And so we have a lot of grants that we can choose from, because we kind of fit in all sorts of areas, healthcare, health, you know, health issues, you know, all sorts of grants are available to us. It's crazy. So we just figured out the SAM number to get the grants, and the DUNS number, and the TIN number. That took a while, because we're all still learning. And so we have lawyers, but we do not want to use them because they're beyond expensive, and they're union lawyers, they're not industry lawyers or anything like that.
Well, I mean, listen, I mean, if this plane could potentially fly, you know,
it would be a good thing.
But I just don't see it. I mean, even just, I'll give you an example. So the FSC is a very well-known entity in our industry that's been around for 25, 30 years.
And you guys are made up of all the companies.
Right. And we have a membership base, we have, you know, donations, we've got dues, we've got a board of directors of, you know, all, you know, industry professionals that have been doing this for, you know, 20 plus years. I mean, my 18 years is probably a very small number in comparison to people that sit on that board.
Right.
We struggle to remain properly funded, to do what we do. And what we do is obviously try to sustain the continuity of the industry in regards to political and other factors that continue to always affect the industry. The monies that come to the FSC don't come from individuals.
Right.
Very, very, very small part comes from individuals. That's going to be the hardest thing ever to obtain, is contributions from the actual workers within this industry. Why? Because they don't have it.
I know. And that's sad, you think.
I mean, I can't even get my bills paid.
I know, it's sad. You would think that someone who risks their lives, basically, every day to go to work, they would have money to show for it. And the reason why they don't, and I can speak because I am a performer, is there's no structure to help us to do that. And we do not have the education to learn. No one has offered us to teach us. No one's there to help us and to hold our hand. And until someone is...
You know what, I would have to disagree with that. I can tell you that me personally, in the 4 years that I've been doing this business, I have reached out and tried to help each and every performer that comes into my business. Okay? And
it's a difficult thing to do one-on-one.
It's an impossible task
But when you make it cool and everybody else is doing it, everybody else will do it too. Every monkey follows the next monkey.
Yeah, again, you're dealing with an element and a entity of people that
But
might not be capable.
but deserve a chance.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all we're asking.
But again,
And you gotta
you're
give
trying
us
to
a
move
chance.
an immovable object.
That's okay. You gotta give us a chance to move it. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I just, I disagree with the success probability.
Well, I can tell you that with the committee and the Cal OSHA law that's coming up, we have been offered free speech on that committee. We do not want to accept that seat because
What do you mean you've been offered?
we've
free
been offered
speeches?
by Cal OSHA and Ace Healthcare Foundation to take the 7th seat on that committee. So, we do not want to take that seat. It's not our position and not our fault. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. That's the last thing we want to do.
Why would they give FSC a seat to you guys?
Because we are the union that are here for the workers. And that's how they see it.
Again,
That's where it's not our seat to take, you know? So, and we don't want to. But we are asking that permission, you know, permission to revise or permission to try, and that's all. And that's not a lot to ask.
Well, I mean, I don't think it's a matter of permission. I think it's a matter of
But as we go forward,
viability.
yeah, but as we go forward, that's why we rescinded these constitutions. If there's something in there, the wording, if something doesn't work, because union laws override labor laws. That's what's cool about unions. And so therefore, these laws, these constitutions will be our laws for, you know, for whatever we step forward. So that's why it's important to everyone to look and make sure there's no red flags and we're not stepping on anybody's toes. Because I'm the one that filed the papers, and I'm speaking to you as the founder in my heart, and I am not here to tell anybody how to run their business.
Mhm.
That's not my place. I know that's not my place, and that is not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help the people that I'm around, my family and my friends. That's it.
Mhm.
No other hidden agenda, no other bullshit. That's just all we're trying to do. So,
I mean, it'll be interesting to see how your meeting goes with Eric. Like I say, they've been, you know, informed of my at least conversations with
Yeah.
you. I shared with them the copy of the Constitution, as you call it.
yeah.
You know, so you're probably going to run into the very similar,
I know, we have a lot of people that,
you know, pessimism, I guess, if you will, or resistance.
but there's gonna be a time when we can't keep going for free. And there's gonna be a time when we come with an initiation fee. And it's gonna be a time where we will have to have people sign stupid cards. And it's gonna be a time where it gets difficult to get into the union like any other union. It's not easy to join. And so there will be a time for that. So we're asking everyone now, if they sign up now, it bypasses all that bullshit. They don't have to do the paperwork, and they don't have to ever pay the initiation fee. That's why it's kind of important to get everyone to do that, so we don't have to ask them later to pay it. That's not something we ever want them to do. So it just,
Well, that's a big red flag. Though.
yeah,
That's a huge red flag.
that we don't want them to pay the initiation fee?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
if we don't want to take money from someone that's already hurting.
It's a huge red flag to hang an invisible carrot in front of somebody and say, here,
But they have nothing to lose.
walk into this door, you know, you've got nothing to lose and everything to gain, and you know.
And then we're not having to do with who has
But
work.
there's no transparency.
Mhm.
That, you know, you got a big problem with that. You know, you're bringing people in on a false sense of security.
On a false sense of hope, maybe. Not security. It's just a thing of hope as we speak now. So it's not security, it's hope.
Hope for what, though?
Hope to get us all better. For better things, for a better industry. Because you can have free speech coalition, but there's nothing for us. So like you said, we gotta level it out somewhere. So let us level it out a little. We are asking for You know, we're not even gonna even begin doing bargaining agreements, because that's just stupid anyways. You know, we're not asking to do those stupid things that a union does, because we're a different kind of industry, we're all family. Let's work it, let's just work that way. You know, there's no way that we can't all be on the same level, and just at least enough to at least pretend that we're the same level, so performers feel like they have something.
But again, you're gonna run into the logistics of reality.
Yeah.
And the logistics of reality in this industry are, you know, you're trying to make something happen from an entity that just don't think it's gonna get there.
So what you're telling me though, is for, as a performer, is that I'm not worth it, and I'm not entity, because that's what I am, you know?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm, you know, again, I'm just saying that
I have like sent so many girls and got them cleaned up because they are whacked out on heroin lately. It's crazy out there. And I'm the one that's walking in the swamp waters with these girls and holding their hands. And I had this one girl, like, she was at me, she goes, how do you open this? And hands me a douche bottle. She's about to walk into a set with 5 black dudes. I'm like, girl, you don't know how to open this douche bottle. You don't want to be walking in that room, you know? Because they're about to tear her apart. These are things we need. Like, we need someone, just the older people, looking out for the people who are coming
well, that's
in.
what APAC is for, though.
Yeah, but they're being very quiet. I mean, they're APAC is for that, but APAC, everyone knows APAC is on the Free Speech Coalition.
That's not true.
That's what everyone thinks.
Not true.
Yeah.
That is as a false of a statement that can ever be proliferated.
I know, so that's what the industry thinks. I'm just telling you how that goes. So that gives it a false statement.
I would dispute that theory that the industry thinks that.
So whatever.
It's a few people that may think that. It's the Mike Souths of the world that propagate, you know, erroneous information. APEC has absolutely nothing to do with FSC. FSC has nothing to do with APEC other than each entity supports each other in regards to very similar and like mindsets of what they want to be able to provide for the people that make up this industry.
You know, like Ella Donner runs her own VR site and Channel 7, you know, so they're at the same level as you guys, not really performers.
Well, no, I would say Ella and Chanel are very much performers, but they're just politically active, as I'm politically active, so that, you know, we do our part to try to make a better place for the performers and the workers in this industry. So, you know, again, I'm not against being part of and a proponent of doing whatever I can to make this industry better for the people in there. Nothing breaks my heart more than to see a girl sitting in that chair crying because she's being abused by her representation, being abused by her just not properly informed and knowledgeable about the, you know, the pitfalls in this industry and what to avoid and, you know, what's real, what's not real, and all that stuff. So
The more people that can help with that, the better.
sure,
That's all.
no question. I just don't. Very, very pessimistic that this union is going to even get off the ground, and even if it gets off the ground, that it's going to survive and provide that foundation for the industry. That's just, I don't know if you're going to get past that.
It's okay, time will tell.
Okay. Well, I'd be interested to see how your meeting goes with Eric.
Okay.
Certainly be interested. I'm sure I'll hear about it. Obviously, he'll report back to the board.
Right.
Anything and everything he does obviously has to report back to the board.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be curious to find out where that goes. I mean, that's definitely a good approach
Yeah.
for
and if
you guys.
Pass that. I'll resend you every copy of the rewrites that we've made so far, and if you could pass that around as much as possible,
Okay.
that would be appreciated.
Yeah, no, definitely share it with me, share it with Eric, because that
Share it,
gets you know, people on board. There's two, you know, highly intelligent and experienced attorneys that sit on the board.
Perfect.
And then, plus you've got,